of the Zelda broadcast satellite version Girl Sprite.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a good game. And here we go.
And we're off and going. Of course, we've got these starting out in the standard mode, which means we will be having to rescue Zelda. Starting right off with the cape is not bad at all. However, it does pretend something that some runners don't really like to see.
Yeah, it looks like it could imply an Aga seed here.
Yeah, it's definitely off to a sour start.
Let's see if either of the racers actually decides to check Lumberjack Tree early to see if that is actually what's being implied here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And if that turns up big and one of the other runners doesn't check, it'll really be a big determining factor.
Yeah, I was going to say, with the new version, it's important to point out we are racing standard, which means you will be getting a randomized sword somewhere in the map, but you will get a weapon in escape. And in this case, they've gotten the hammer.
I would say it's one of the better ones to get. The hitbox leaves a little bit to be desired, but it's definitely the most functional option. And it's also a step away from Aghanim, in this case, being a piece of our Dark World puzzle.
Yep. It's not as bad as bombs to start, but there's not a lot of up attacks to do through escape, so they don't have to worry too much about the terrible hitbox on the hammer.
Right. But our players pretty much neck and neck. We expect that. We're only about barely 2 minutes in. There's not too much room for deviation as we get keys on keys here out of the map room.
Which seems to imply we're probably going to have a couple of good items in the back end of Escape and in Sanctuary.
We hope so. And if you were watching over the course of the winter, you saw the Key Sanity tournament. Things will be a little bit easier to keep track of here. We know there's a key and a map, and the rest of them are items here in the castle. So let's see what we got here. 5 rupees.
Early start to get some of that money to buy bombs if they need when they get to Kakariko.
Yeah, you're never too upset about rupees early on. Just because there's nothing quite else to hope for.
Here's to hoping they both find bombs before they get out of Escape so they don't have to backtrack through here.
Oh, isn't that just the worst when that happens?
Yep. Playing it safe with the knight over on Sloth's side.
Yep. And
there's some bombs.
Great. Yeah, and Sloth managing to pull ahead at this point by just a little bit. Despite the a little bit of trouble with that chest in Zelda's cell.
Mm-hmm. We'll see if he slows down a bit with the rat and finding it at the back of Escape. Everyone's favorite rat.
Yeah. You think you know where it is, and then you don't.
Or you're about to run out of magic and hope your Cane of Burna hits. I almost think with version 29, there needs to be a name for that rat.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we're inspired by the time our players make it there. But it occurs to me we've got a bit of a girl power seed going on right now as Samus and the BS girl both saved the princess. No boys allowed.
Yep.
But yeah, still just moments apart here. Sloth just barely ahead of Gloin. So they both push the mantle, and into the dark they go. So, yeah, we've got the hammer. We would need a glove and the moon pearl.
Yep.
Or we need a sword and the Moon Pearl to push towards Aghanim. And so each is approximately equally likely at this point as we get some more rupees here. And we put that key to use to push towards the back of Escape.
Now, do you think there's going to be any diversion en route before they get to Kakariko, or once they get out of Escape? Like maybe one breaking off to go do South Shore?
Given that you have to come out at the Sanctuary, I would expect not, but it kind of depends on what's in the back of Escape as well. If there turns out to be something that makes that more useful, like say the flippers, then maybe we'll see somebody visit there. Although we might need the flippers and a 300 rupee, and then maybe a little bit more. We've got
oh yay!
Nothing too influential though. A half a heart container and the map.
Making sure these girls are quite healthy. What's in our last chest here?
Let's see.
I'm excited to see if one of them goes up to check Lumberjack tree early.
Ooh,
there's the Moon Pearl.
All right.
I think you're right. We're moving closer towards the Dark World early access.
Yeah, it's going to be one way or the other. The opportunity will be there. It would be, I guess technically they need the lamp also to do Aghanim, although these runners may in fact be able to get by without it. But it looks like both of them are going to entertain our curiosity about Lumberjack. And as slim as the margins have been this early, you might say that Gloin has now pulled a lead as both of them pull trees for 5 arrow packs.
Absolutely great tree pull to start.
Yeah. And just hearts from the hoarder, but that might save somebody in a pinch later. Who knows?
And it looks like a pile of bombs.
All right. Well, then
that
they'll
hopefully
be feeling less inclined. Yeah.
No real heavy push to Aga at this point, unless something's stuck on the pyramid. But they have hammer, so I don't see this being an Aga seed at all, based on early predictions.
Yeah, it would take the gloves being hidden just so.
Yep.
In order to prevent it.
And Gloin going for the 20 rupees. Trying to cut down on the issue with the bottle vendor, it looks like.
Yeah, we'll see if maybe Sloth decides to double back here. It would be an unusual play, but I think...
I saw that hesitation there.
Just dodging the bird this time. But yeah, getting on into the village now. Both of them just powering right through these guards. You'll see some runners opt for the ledge drop, but if you can take the hit here, then you might as well.
Not a lot to slow you at that point, really. So, and there's hearts galore in pots you have to pick anyways.
Exactly.
So what do we have in Blind's hut today?
Let's see. Arrow up.
300
there
rupees.
Some 300 rupees, yeah.
There's the glove.
Well, there it is. We've
There's
got
our Dark World access
at 840. And there's the health refill for you with the heart container, or the heart piece to finish out the 4. Wow.
This tournament has had a lot of stacked races on the early part. There's some of the races earlier today were that way.
Ooh,
and it looks like we have 3 crystals in the light world.
Yeah, and number 5 is on the Tower of Hera, that being one of 5 and 6, which of course get you access to the Pyramid Fairy. Ooh, Cane of Burna? We're only about 1 million hearts away from being able to do Spike Cave.
Yep, everyone's favorite cave.
Yep. And rupees on rupees here, as Gloin is just about ready to visit Zora if he felt like it.
Let's see what they're going to trade that 100 rupees in for. What a great deal.
Yo, dog, I heard you like rupees.
Ooh, Gloin does not have any bombs on him right now. He's gonna have
Oh
to go buy
no.
some.
Now, how did that come to be?
I think he didn't pick up one bomb drop in Escape and hasn't seen a single bomb drop since.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's just a little bit of time spent now as we run
Yep.
past the differently colored grandmas here. But that early bottle, Sloth's gonna cash in on, well, bombs. Wow. You know, there's no way Gloin could have predicted that, but he's probably still gonna kick himself a tiny bit when he gets these bombs off a sick kid. The heart containers are starting to roll in as well, which is going to make these runners feel a little bit better as they get the opportunity to hit Light Worlds, or Dark World rather. They've already hit Light World.
Yep.
Dark World so early.
Yeah, it hurts in green mail in the Dark World at any point.
Yeah.
So extra hearts. Did you see what that was on the in the library?
It looked blue and like more
I'm
bombs. but I
thinking
happened to just
flippers or
miss it.
flute is the
Oh,
way it
man.
looked. Let's
Oh, man.
watch Gloin and see if we have something there. Oh, and Sloth going for the race without even seeing the item.
It's
the
flute in
flute.
the library. All right. Yeah, and thank you to JC Moon in chat for that as well. Yeah, so that means there's a chance those boots are around, but it's not necessarily true. And we're gonna see we're gonna see Gloin pump fake on that save and quit, but it is gonna tighten up things a bit.
Looks like that check was a good idea. No mirror yet, so it looks like Sloth's going for the variant of Hype Cave over here.
Yep. And Gloin is gonna opt for the dam. So Sloth taking a slightly different philosophy here of, well, I can get here to this 5-item location. Let me do that. And Gloin just picking up more bombs after he purchased them. That's got to feel at least a little bad.
Yep. It looks like Gloin is trying to keep his view of the light world early, so he's not dropping things as he goes.
Yeah, and so we've got a shield and a net. And
Hey, no sword means you could technically bounce blue balls back to Aga.
Oh, but you have to fight the curtains.
Oh, the curtains.
Somebody use the net against Aghanim. They can't quite get there. And so Gloin gonna hit up another 5-item location.
Moldorm Cave, and it looks like Sloth's gonna go check the pyramid.
I'll tell you what, this early on when you've got the kit,
it's not a bad idea.
Get it out of the way. Yeah. We're seeing Gloin hit a location that Sloth also has access to, but
half magic.
That's great early because of that refill, and then a blue potion to boot.
Not a bad Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, not the best, but early half magic, if you find some items to use it with, really nice to have. All right, and there goes our map
pendants in Mire, Swamp, and Turtle Rock.
With Ice Palace as number 6 crystal. And so we've got Pod, Thieves Town, and Skullwoods as crystals as well. Gloin making a very dangerous trip now out to the Ice Rod Cave.
With the deadly crabs.
Yeah, they are just so fierce. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, he's within...
they do 2 hearts of damage.
Yeah, so he's really going to have to be careful here.
Yep.
If he's lucky, he'll take that one out with the bomb, and he does. Wow, and have you ever seen a 14-minute pod check?
Nope. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah. 300 rupees here for Gloin. And,
is he going to go fake Flipper and go check Zora?
Honestly, you got 700 rupees and you're here. Why not?
It's a short amount of distance he has to walk, as long as he doesn't die to crabs.
I know, he's got walk on the wild side here.
Oh, and there goes Kiki on Sloth.
Oh no. Both of our runners now down to 2 hearts, and those Ropas are mean too, those little green trash bag guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and
They
so
truly are
gloin,
trash.
yeah, gloin with the easy peasy fake flippers. Gonna go up
Go
and check
check
out
the
the
bridge.
hobo as well. All right. All right, we'll call it a 15-minute pod as the clock ticks over just now. What a weird start. And
Key
50
and
rupees. Yeah. And that key that you like to see in standard here at the front of pod.
It still opens up a couple of chests for Sloth to check through just the main
Yeah.
route here.
Yeah, and without the bow, at least, it's a must.
Check the island in Lake Hylia. And has bombs. So those
like
10 bombs, yep, that 10 bomb was added for V29, if I'm not mistaken.
And speaking of the bow, what?
That is a nice find this early.
That is a ridiculous find this early. My goodness. And in pod, no less. Like, that is, wow. Well, it gave me 15-minute pod. I guess I better use it.
Ooh, and a death on Sloth side. Just not wanting to run the side, it looks like.
Yeah, and that's not so bad for where he was at.
Got a heart piece on the ledge.
Probably on purpose. Right, in the vanilla heart piece. Meanwhile, gloin making the glitched out walk here to the big King Zora, needing to dodge the fireballs lest he perish.
And that was a great purchase from Zora. That hurts.
Yeah. Oh, and especially in contrast to Sloth making this ridiculous play to pod with the Titan's glove and the bow here now. When I say ridiculous, I'm speaking nothing of his route. It has been brilliant.
It has been fantastic.
Yeah, it's just crazy to see it happen. All right, and so gloin's going to begin his trek into the dark world as Slothmonster shows you how to do the horseshoe in the dark.
Looked like a key and another item, probably just trash. It wasn't a useful item.
Right. I had not paid attention to the UI to see if it was just a collectible. But now gloin going to get his decently hyped cave. Man, Sloth going to continue his exploration here as gloin cut short that dark world route, and yeah, knowing what we know about pod, it seems like a bad move, but there's no way he could have known himself.
Not at all.
There are still plenty of other items to find as well, and it looks like he'll opt to head towards the woods.
Yeah, it looks like gloin is going to go to the Village of Outcasts and check the few chests there and possibly dip into Thieves.
Yeah, he's going to have options on both ends of the...
Yep, because he should be... well, he needs Fire Rod to complete Skull, but he can... There's 4 chests in Thieves Town, which is a good check at this point.
Yeah, they're almost an extension of the overworld at this point, as we see Sloth now kind of running over the steps of gloin from earlier in the run. We'll see him pull for a heart piece and I believe some bombs here out of the middle.
Looking at that map again, I'm sure the runners are a little bit relieved that as of right now, it doesn't look like there's a heavy indication they need to go into Turtle Rock or Misery and hunting medallions. So,
right, that's definitely a huge burden lifted, at least in the potential sense.
Yep. the likelihood of triple dipping Turtle Rock probably off the table.
And we see Sloth continue his trip to the east as Gloin
Ooh.
is trying to outrun the beetles. We'll call that one Ringo.
Normal key distribution in Skull Woods to make your loop on this part pretty clean, but no items found yet.
Yeah, you'd rather probably pick up some items since you know you're going to have to make the trip back here with the fire rod anyway.
And Sloth with the half magic from Moldorm Cave, catching up on what Gloin has already checked. I see chat calling for hookshot on pedestal at this point, which would be a fun run.
Unfortunately, it could not be with Swamp being a pendant.
Correct.
Yeah. Although it's one of my favorite pedestal text itself. The boing, boing, boing.
I was amused with one of the races earlier today with Bo being in Ganon's Tower.
Oh my.
Yeah, apparently twice today.
Well, thankfully the seed has not caught that disease. We've got the bow in pod, which some would argue is about as devious, though.
Very much so, because you don't see that pod as being easily completable without it, and questioning, do you dip into pod at this point?
Right. And as we know, Sloth had done so, as Gloin is going to make his way over to an accessible bumper cave at this point. Not
Very
used
true.
to seeing this at 20 minutes either. Although we'll have to see what is there. Just
And a
10
bomb.
up.
And I think just it's important to mention now that, yes, this is a 512 person Swiss seed. So we've got 256 races every week for the next 7 weeks. So make sure you're following all the channels, guys, and tuning into all these wonderful races.
Yeah, if you want to watch some rando, it's probably on. As Gloin is making his way into the village of Outcast now, today C is 4 rupees. All right.
C is for 100, but 50 rupees in this case.
The Hylian Roman numerals or something. He pops Thieves Town open, but he's got a couple errands to run yet here. Speaking of 50 rupees, Sloth has found his way to the hobo.
What's in our chests today? Ooh, a lonely green rupee.
Yikes, that's an item that you can get in that game as the first item, but it is actually your second item. Insulting.
The only place more insulting is getting King Zora giving you 1 rupee.
Sure.
And
There's
another bottle with a fairy.
Yeah.
Gloin is running the broadcast station girls sprite, the dark version of it.
Broadcast station, that's right. I always want to say satellite, but yeah. All right, just rupees out of Thieves Town here. There are 4 items here, if I remember. One of them has been a big red rupe.
Yes. And Gloin being at 2 hearts, this is quite a dangerous trek. Ooh, and the mirror.
The mirror is going to make it worse, though. Open some things
yes.
up, makes transportation a little easier. Dodging the Zazak. Disregarding the spark. Ain't nobody need that. Sloth is now making his way up to Zora. And
there's the big key.
Patent early big key. It's got to be one of the 3.
I think it's 4 chests to start, but either way, it has to be
one of those 4.
So we found 2 items out of Thieves Town, so there's still 2 more, and at least 2 more easily accessible chests. And a nice dodge from Gloin there.
Yeah. Really making the most of these 2 hearts here. And another unusual uh, early thing they'll be able to do is open the big chest in Thieves Town. So one place in this dungeon you need a hammer.
So it looks like Sloth's heading to go do Eastern at this point. There's only 2 rooms you need the lantern for, and he's probably checking Sahasrala's closet.
Yeah, this ends up being a pretty efficient check.
With
Something
3
like,
items in Eastern and 3 in the closet, we've got a good location of chests here.
Yeah. Red Roop, Red Heart, and Red Roop. Huh.
Solarsh wasn't holding out on us. That's okay.
Nah.
And I expect both of these racers would be able to do Eastern without a lantern, so
Yeah, I also expect that.
probably the first couple of rooms you can learn easily without a lantern. It's also important to note that we're still 26 minutes in and still no sword.
Yep. Not as bad when you have the hammer, but it will limit a couple of things. In particular, we were mentioning about the fire rod earlier for Skull Woods, but there's an evil curtain there as well. And it doesn't respond to anything but a good sword. Alright, so we've got Sloth making his way to this remote chest for the big key of the dungeon. Well, Gloin
Nice and early.
Away. Yeah. He's just, well, he'll go around for the location anyhow, unless he finds the rest of the items first. But he'll be able to get that big chest the first time through.
Couple of hearts to put Sloth or Gloin in a nice, comfortable position now.
Yep. There's the map. I did not catch if we've seen the compass here in Thieves Town. I don't think it was upstairs. We're just a minute or 2 away from our first boss fight of the seed. Gloin goes for this big chest.
There's the compass. So Blind has the last item.
Let's hope it's something good.
What would be nice to see right now is Boots would give Gloin an interesting advantage compared to Sloth.
It certainly would, being able to retrieve that flute from the House of Books. Give him some extra mobility.
Flute and mirror over bow.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
All over.
Half magic with this makes this a little bit nice and easy to do.
Indeed. So we'll just see him just give Blind some hugs and try to watch out for the fireballs in the meantime.
Well, and worst comes to worst, does Gloin not have that blue potion still?
He does, and I think, in fact, he also has a fairy. So even if he had a terrible error, he would still make it through this one.
For 300 rupees.
Fabulous prizes.
More money, more prizes.
All right, so our big grab out of Thieves Town has been the mirror.
And Sloth through the first of the dark rooms.
You know, I think I missed the big chest.
I don't think it was anything important. I don't see the tracker updated with anything key, so...
Indeed. So we've got the compass here. To answer a question in chat regarding the choice of text boxes in the game, Blind and Ganon are the only bosses that have text in the vanilla game. And so they felt it would be a fun thing to do to randomize that text. As we get the vanilla heart piece. Yep. Right here out of the digging game. Apologies, I cut you off on that one.
No worries. And now the Blind attempt to find these wonderful eye statues.
He's having what seems to be considerable issues, but it looks like
And
he
there's
just
the
took one
key.
down. Yep. Good stuff. As Gloin's going to put that mirror to work here. What people call South of Grove Cave. And if you ever hear him talk about a cave number 45, this is it. It's just not a very helpful name.
Cave 45 totally not paying off there.
Yep.
I feel it has about the same likelihood of good items as Agina's Cave does.
It feels like it at times, and it's right around there in terms of the region.
Yep. It always hurts when Agina's actually does have something important and you leave it for a while.
That's still an option for this seed, so we'll see.
Yep. Because we have not gone over to Desert at all to check what's in Agina's or on the ledge.
Indeed. And both of our runners making interesting uses of the Cane of Burna as Slothmonster takes out the Ring of Popos there just before the Armos Knights. It looks like Gloin's probably heading up the mountain. He dodges the birds.
Another dark room walk. An interesting fact about Armos Knights is they have high damage resistance against swords, so the bow is the optimal weapon to kill them with. Even Butter Sword, the bow does more.
Indeed.
And our first crystal at 31 minutes. Oh no, Gloin got
second.
his. Yeah.
Yeah. But our first for Sloth nonetheless.
Yes.
As he unloaded those arrows, having more than enough to do the job.
Well, with the hammer, we do have access to Eastern Death Mountain now that Gloin's gone through the Dark Room.
Indeed.
So we've got Paradox Cave over there to have a check.
Yeah, and that it's important to note because of that dark room, all of this is a sequence break. It may not amount to much, depending on where the lantern or we'll say the boots are, because the boots lead to the flute. But if we find either of those items up here, we know the other one is somewhere else.
Looks like a single arrow on top of Spectacle Rock and a
Yep.
heart piece within.
Yep. Yeah, somebody shot an arrow way up the mountain. As now we see Sloth going into the Dark World via the Woods portal.
No Burna Cave yet? Aww.
I'll tell you what, he's got the bottle contents to get it done. It's just, might be considered a waste.
Now let's see if Hera is actually torch locked.
And that as well, yes. With no fire source, we need a big key in this location or the one just beyond the pegs.
Ooh, one of the two items in Hera is the blue boomerang.
And Gloin will opt for it. And then smartly mirror.
At this point, it's not a terrible item to have. It has like 2 uses at this point.
And there's our big key. Nice. Yeah, and the boomerang, will prove useful, especially if our stun prize turns out to be good. I don't know that we've had the opportunity to see it.
To answer a question or a comment in chat about how the Master Sword does less than Fighter Sword against Armos Knights, I suspect it's either a rounding error in the way they handle the damage, or it's changed just in case you run out of arrows in vanilla.
Seems reasonable. Let's get the small key here.
And Sloth heading to get his vanilla heart piece, and a bomb jump coming from Gloin to go get the big chest.
He's going to be very careful to line this up. Doesn't want to take the fall. Oh, does not quite get the pixel right. And is unfortunately going to be taking a 2-floor fall here. He'll begin his ascent anew as Sloth continues to work through here. Interesting to note with the Titan's mitts here, Sloth is going to be able to take the Smith back if he wants, but lacking the mirror from Thieves Town is going to have to do it a slightly roundabout way. but that gives us an opportunity to enjoy a world tour, however long or short it might be.
And Sloth can check the Peg Cave,
Indeed.
but no fast strats, so we get to watch the nice slow tap, tap, tap.
Yeah.
Attempt number 2. Come on, Gloin.
Nice. Gets
And
it done,
successful.
but for 20 rupees. So that's 2 items out of Hera. One, the blue boomerang. And there are the flippers in the Peg Cave, so
Ooh.
fast or slow, you can swim now. And he considers and goes for the save and quit.
Do you think he is going to go check... Oh, the Sanctuary. Wonder what he's planning on doing.
He might be running back to drop off
Oh,
Smith first.
Yes.
Just because he kind
Has
of
him with him.
interferes with certain doorways, as Gloin does a smashing job at taking down Moldorm here with the hammer.
I see what you did there.
And Gadapo rightly questioning how useful the flippers are, given that we don't have another item to help out with Ice Palace. And so
Well,
they're
there
nice
is...
to have just to check them all.
And don't forget, Swamp does have 6 chests, and although the Titan's Mitt has not been sequence broke, so it could have the lantern in there. It could have any of the key items we need.
It's true, just because we don't have the hook shot doesn't mean that all of those chests don't hold something good.
And
There
a
goes
sword.
Just
Gloin can get that sword. Oh, yes, he can.
he won't be able to get in the dark world here on the mountain without the mitts.
Oh, no, he will not.
Yeah. But if Sloth makes his way up there, he will be able to get it if he so desires.
No, they don't want swords. None of our players want swords tonight.
And just hammer strats all the way through as we make a slow walk through Spiral Cave and hope for something good here. But not too good, not like the boots.
Ooh, fetch quest.
Yeah, mushroom. Now, another thing to kind of add to that sequence break here is that he shouldn't have that mushroom yet.
Correct. It looks like Sloth is now heading into Thieves Town, so we should see the mirror from him shortly, and probably a journey up Death Mountain as well.
Indeed. All right, into our third and final, very, very packed single location. We're heading with Gloin Paradox Cave.
Hearts galore as of right now.
Yeah, not too strong of a start in terms of opening this thing.
I've always titled this Hype Cave number 3.
It's about right.
Ooh, and silver arrows.
A second shield.
Too bad you can't shield bash in this game.
Right. And one more heart to boot. And off the mountain Gloin will go. But yeah, silver's a good thing to find.
Now, if only he had the bow to speed some things up.
Indeed. And it looks like we may see him entering the dark world here.
And checking Swamp, it looks like. Oh,
Oh,
no,
no.
Flipper's over on Sloth.
Yeah. I know. I want somebody to look in the swamp now that you re-emphasized the number of chests that are pre-hook shot. Because it really just would be something.
See, now I'm going to call Boots in Vanilla Big Key and Swamp.
Oh, man. All the way over there. Yeah, but with the tap, 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 Gloin is heading north of the pyramid. It's going to be disappointed in that heart piece. And with a second row of hearts already, we'll probably just pass it up. It's pretty out of the way.
Do you think he's going to go up and check the catfish at this point?
That would that'd be something. That's not anything that Sloth bothered to do, if I remember right.
No, he hasn't been up there yet. But also Gloin does have the mirror. He could check the ledge above the graveyard.
Also true. And he'd be able to route that through, not just to mirror there, but needing to actually use it to get over there. But yeah, it looks like we got a catfish play. Smashes the Ropa down with the skull. And actually what we'll see, real smart mirror here. Yeah.
Yeah, drop the mushroom off, check it out.
Great stuff.
Smart move on Gloin's part here.
And we'll see what the witch is brewing up today.
Boots cannot be a pedestal because Flutes is boot locked. Just responding to chat saying boots
Correct.
at pedestal.
Yeah.
And 20 rupees from the mushroom.
Yeah, so you might call the witch an alchemist, turning whatever it is into money.
Ooh, and a safety blue potion by Gloin there.
Yeah, picking that up over the fairy because, well, hey, get the magic boost is nice, but also full hearts over the usual 6. So
It's a stronger choice once you're over about 8 hearts.
Yeah, and then as long as you remember to use it. That is the bonus of the fairy. Is when things go poor, it will still bail you out. 777 say vanilla head for it to be important. That would be a very interesting twist on this.
Come on, catfish. Let's see if he pays out.
Vanilla Quake. Oh,
ooh, ether. Close.
Yeah. And only useful in the seed if you decide that strategy anywhere, if we need medallion dungeons.
Ooh, and it looks like Sloth is deciding. Oh, there is the Cane of Burna.
Yeah, it'd begun a smashing attack. And is now gonna give it the old razzle dazzle. That's 2 and 3. Very nicely done. Yeah, with the kit you have for this one, I would say it's probably hard to lose. And still a great fight from Sloth and both on blind. So yeah, 2 crystals apiece now.
Yep. While Gloin has one that is sequence broken, but Sloth is not.
This is true. The entirety of Hera was completely out of order.
Is Gloin going to dip into pod and find his bow finally?
He's certainly going there. If he misses, a bit concerned.
That up hitbox of the hammer is everyone's favorite time.
Yep, as Ropa's getting the best of Gloin there. He's going to make another smart use of the mirror here.
Fair enough. EP was broken, so they both do have a broken boss kill, but
that's true. Yeah.
There were no items hidden behind Armos, so
yeah. In theory, one could say the same about just a boomerang in there, and even that was still of questionable worth. Yeah, Sloth's going to continue around with the purple chest as Gloin walks around with the monkey.
What do we have from the old flute boy?
It was just a heart piece earlier. And
yes.
Alright, so Gloin's going to smash this mini helmet and pick up a key downstairs. It's going to enable him to continue.
If he decides to go middle, see if he actually drops out and not check the other chest.
Yeah.
There we go. And a bomb upgrade from the purple chest.
Yep, so nothing there but peace of mind to know that you've checked it.
Yep, looks like we're getting an Agina's cave check here, and probably a ledge check.
Both good. Just bombs on the ledge.
Is Agina going to pay off this run?
Been waiting out here. Does this old man have the boots instead? Or maybe he has the old man's lantern from the mountain.
And
Just
the red boomerang. And there's Gloin with his bow and silver arrows.
Yeah. Be able to just tear down even the toughest enemies, including the Gibdos. Probably my favorite thing about the silver arrows. Ganon can wait. I've got... It looks like Sloth's gonna head back up the mountain now.
Which means he should be getting, or he has the opportunity to go grab a sword for the first time this run.
Yeah, having the mitts, he'll be able to get that done. Mitts that we expect going to be finding soon. Yeah, using that boomerang for echolocation.
Good use of the red boomerang.
And into the back of Pod now goes Gloin.
He'll get his mitts.
There they are.
To the horseshoe. And to check back at Spectacle Rock for Sloth. And he's most likely going to dip into Hera and get that crystal. Ooh, and
Yeah.
Gloin going to do the maze in the dark.
Well, this was not a play we got from Slothmaster or Slothmonster, and so we'll see what is here. We got 2 chests along with the big chest.
Compass. Making his way down to the bottom part.
Yeah, and doing so at pretty good speed. And a little
Fantastic
harassed by
speed.
the
Dodongos.
yeah. And the blue mail. That'll help out getting certainly not unwelcome. Yeah, very impressive feat here to do the maze.
Yes. For 300 rupees.
Yeah. Although, for the effort, one might say the price is, in fact... What?
And it looks like Gloin is now going to go sequence break and complete Eastern.
Yeah, it's really a great presence of mind to be using the mirror this way.
Yeah, he's been fantastic with his mirror usage this entire race.
While Sloth working the way up his own sequence broken dungeon. And you know, just because we got the crystal out of Herod. Sloth picks up that small key, prepares himself to fight Zimoldorm. All right, moving it along. There we go. Moldorm down. And if you ever wondered how these guys can pull off this hammer fight, you must know about Moldorm. Wherever his head goes, the tail will follow. And so if you see him get in a straight line or even just a swirl that's favorable, you can sneak in and get it done. And I can confirm it is Gadapo doing the French accent. As Gloin is going to make easy work of this darkroom here. Unloading a silver arrow into the popo. I like that. I'm going to try that myself. Should I be so lucky? And it occurs to me now, as I see Sloth reclimbing the tower, that they left out the big chest. What an interesting thing to do. As they go up for their 20 rupees, I guess they were 50-50 whether the item would be on Moldorm. Crossing the bridge now.
Yep, and getting the sword, hopefully, when he comes back up once he checks the island. If he does. Oh!
Gonna opt for Spiral Cave first. Not bad. We'll be making it back up there. Might even go take a look at Turtle Rock just to know what it's gonna need, even though it's pendant. Some might say because it's pendant.
Exactly.
And Gloin does make it through that dark room here in his palette. Taking a tiny bit of abuse, but nothing major. Gonna have the benefit of the silver arrows for this almost fight. And if you thought it went quickly for Sloth,
It'll be super fast now.
yeah, just one shot per night. And no, not light hacks, Jeffu. Gloin just has either those dark rooms memorized or using them. And that's actually quite all right. We don't mind if you have. You still have to actually execute it. Yeah, if you thought those rooms were impressive, back for.
And a nice 5-second kill on Armos. Nice for Gloin.
Indeed. Yeah, just one arrow apiece as we're catching some. Now, oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, was feeling a bit bold there. Wanted to mirror glitch that block, but missed the input. If you're not in a dungeon or outside and you're pushing a block and you use the mirror, it causes it to disappear. I cannot explain to you why this happens. But if you don't pull it off and you push it in the way of your chest, then you're still stuck.
And the check to Turtle Rock.
looks like we're also going to get a check of the island. We know it's a sword.
And it looks like Sloth is gonna go and get it. Our
Indeed.
first sword just before an hour in.
Yeah, that's a good long time to wait for it.
It's always nice to see a few kills as swordless on the victory score screen.
Oh yeah, definitely. You feel a bit like a boss. Oh, Gloin almost forgetting the smith.
And he won't have to do the circuitous route, which will be nice, and he will get his flippers hopefully as well.
Indeed. Should see him hop right to this peg cave even before the warp.
So where do we think they're going to go next? Because we've checked Catfish, Pyramid, pretty much all the overworld places. So maybe is it Swamp at this point?
Yeah, it really seems like it. We have no way anything further than the first room of Ice Palace. We cannot can't get into desert. If we found the boots, we'd be able to, because we could retrieve the flute as well. Or of course the book. We need the lamp in theory to get back to the Helmassar King. Fire Rod must be found for Skull Woods. And flute still for Meyer. And gosh, a couple of things that even Turtle. So,
Turtle Rock has both rods, Cana Samaria, and a pendant. So this looks like whoever makes Swamp at this point might be making the best play.
It does seem that way. Sloth's
Seeing
gonna get his silvers now.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like Sloth is probably making that call by starting at his house.
Yeah, we'll probably see Gloin follow close behind.
After he turns in the
Pretty
lunch
close
pail.
by. Yep.
And there is 5 chests before they need to hookshot across, so hopefully that one of those pays out.
Yeah, one of them might be the hook shot. We're gonna need it to finish. And
Yep, it is the only it's a guaranteed go mode item, so we will need to see that at some point.
Indeed.
Purely because of Moldorm too.
Now Gloin gonna make the trip to Agena first, so we'll probably see this as had Sloth made an error. Or maybe is remembering something that check and would like to.
Interesting. Let's see what he's doing. And Gloin saving and quitting as well.
Yeah, out of the back of Agena, that makes sense. Going back to the mountain now. Surprising. Like, maybe it's time to do Spike Cave.
Oh, did Sloth didn't go and check Bumper Cave, did he?
Might not have, and so we'll see
It was
Bumper plus Graveyard Ledge. But yeah, it looks like we're getting... Oh, once the sword, of course.
He can go to the and go check additional items.
Yeah.
And they've only found one. They haven't found any items in Skull Woods. That is a very good point. Oh, it was Gloin who had checked Skull Woods at this point. So
Correct.
Sloth checking it is not bad.
Right.
He'll find nothing early on and will probably progress as far as he can check the big key chest as an additional item.
Yeah, did the big key show up early here?
Nope. That is not found yet.
Interesting.
Or is Sloth just going to abandon this? Nope, he's going to go check the big key chest. And just a quick reminder for everyone, I am Elradris, and my partner here is Epibliticos.
That is correct. You're watching A Link to the Past Randomizer. More fun than you can probably stand.
And it will always change. Nothing is ever how you expect it.
Including that shot from the bow from Sloth. I was sure that Wallmaster was going to be done in.
Some of the wall masters in here can be really tricky. Oh, and it looks like Gloin is going to get his sword. So just at the hour mark, he's getting his first sword.
Yeah, it'll be a welcome sight for sure. It's going to be required, well, of course for Ganon, but in order to get through the back of Skull Woods, as we were saying earlier, just as soon as they get that fire rod.
It'll be nice. It's always awkward when you're used to using or not using your sword button and then picking it up an hour later. New muscle memory must be figured out.
Right.
And the check of the bumper cave by Sloth.
Yep. Gonna discard that bomb upgrade. No problem there. And head on to the graveyard.
I don't think there was anything important there when Gloin checked it, correct?
Oh, had he been up there? I honestly must have missed it.
I think he had gone. I could be wrong on that. But either way, we will get a remembrance of it.
Yeah. All right, looks like Gloin's also going to remember Spike Cave.
Ooh, this will be fun.
Yeah, this play available, well, sort of available, very, very early in the run. They had all of 4 or 5 hearts at the time.
And boots
on the ledge. We did
ledge.
not get Graveyard Ledge earlier. Oh boy.
This
is a great spot though, because now, oh, don't even do the portal. You can just hop down for King's Tomb.
Is he not going to check King's Tomb?
I guess he wants to go over to the Bonk Rocks first. Oh, that's fun.
I would have checked King's Tomb just because it's right there. And with a couple of key items being in those rare positions, he's going to go right back, I think.
Yeah, he's going to just clear these Bonk Rocks first.
What a find.
Yeah, and if I had to... sword number 2, which is sword number 1, actually. Because the first sword was up on the mountain where they shouldn't have been able to get to.
Exactly.
Yeah, how about that?
And now dashing with a weapon is even more pleasant.
Yeah, if you get the boots first and don't have the sword, all your strats that you might like to use become invalid.
Exactly.
You can't hammer dash without a sword because you're secretly holding it out. I don't know if you kind of hold out your hip.
You hold out your hand, basically going, stop.
And just a 5-arrow upgrade here in the King's Tomb, so...
So we'll see Sloth run over to the library and get his flute.
Almost certainly. Gotta get that mobility.
Which means we're most likely going to see a possible check of the chessboard cave.
Indeed.
And here comes Gloin with his boots.
Yeah, we'll be able to get the whole Mire and Desert suite there. Minus the back of Desert and, getting into Mire.
Despite the fairly big route divergence between these two racers, they are now neck and neck.
Yeah, I think it was, all of 3 minutes, maybe?
Yep. Now let's see if Gloin actually checks Bonk Rocks to get his sword upgrade.
Yep, and he's going to hop right off the ledge first. And
almost time for our national anthem.
Oh, and actually opting that he wants his King's Tomb check first. realizing that he might have been leaving it behind. But yeah, a great spot to know where to get your flute, as you can just carry it right into the village, as Sloth has.
Especially with such a short distance between the flute and the duck, is really nice.
Yeah.
Little dash walking there.
Yep. And yep, straight to the desert here. Lift the rock, step into the puddle, and
Grab 3 chests.
yep.
The 2 in the side cave here.
Oh, and I missed that mire check.
I did too.
Looks like our tracker was right on top of it, though. I believe that is a bombos. And just some big red stuff in Meyer's shed.
Looks like these guys are well healthy and set up for the rest of the night.
Yeah, 15 and 14 aside. It's going to be quite easy to stay healthy here. Flute for gloin then.
And 3 bottles as well. And nothing in the checkerboard cave. Chessboard cave.
Yep. And we'll see Sloth's going to dash back now and head for desert because you can get in through the side door. And that's, when you have the mirror, it's actually pretty nice. In particular, if they find fire in here. Otherwise, it won't matter too much.
Well, and since boots were so far in this progression chain and we don't have a lot left, I wouldn't be surprised if fire is in here of the 2 items.
Yeah, it seems so. Small key here. This is about as optimal as you could possibly get it. The only other way you could see it would be getting an item in the big key, maybe, and then coming back to the big chest for the other item. Gloin making the desert ledge check as he had not earlier. Then gonna double back to his warp spot. And there's the lantern. Yep.
Which means he can finish Eastern here, which will be quite nice.
Yep. Gonna be able to activate the torches at the end of the puzzle.
And he's gonna go check the big chest before he moves on to the back half of Eastern or desert.
Yep. A little bit of Groundhog Day action as he comes right back to where he started.
Yeah, I would say we still have that 3 to 4 minute difference between the racers right now, and they're on the same path. So,
yeah. And at this point, it has been kind of well, we saw certain things were done in different orders, but overall the sequence has mostly been linear. So we'll need
nope, no chests have been skipped in Desert Zed.
He got the map room?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of missed it. Maybe it was vanilla map.
Oh no, he did not get the map room. You are right, actually.
Yeah, good call, Zed.
Thanks, chat.
Yeah, because I didn't even think of it until that.
Unless he has found one item. I guess he's gambling on boss having the item, which is a 50-50 at this point.
Oh, nice setup on the key dash there. Use the row of pots to get to the multiple 4 pixel, so I could run through the door while unlocking it.
Very nice indeed.
Yeah, it saves you a little time. If not, also looking cool.
And here's the map check, which has vanilla map.
Maybe it was vanilla map and I just erased it. No, he's missing the map. He actually skipped it. Huh. Well, I guess, yeah.
And a very nice clean Len Molas from Sloth there.
Silver. Ooh.
Oh.
The hook shot. Something like a little metal Len Molas, if you'd like.
I think there might be a swamp check at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you pop out, you're right there. You got the flute. You can just go to 7. It's Also, all of our mountain plays have now been brought into the sequence. I think somebody pointed that out in the chat earlier by being able to obtain the flute. But actually, with that lantern, it looks like Sloth wants to go finish off Pod. And, for a crystal, gotta favor that play. And to answer some questions in chat about that map, it's not necessary. It by finding it, you are basically just narrowing down the pool of possible items you would get out of the chest in your dungeon. That is to say, all of your dungeons will have the requisite keys and the map, compass, and big key in their chests. The other chests will be filled with randomized items. So if you pull the desert map, you know that now for the rest of the dungeon, you have a higher chance of getting an item.
And just to diverge a little bit, I think with the changes to key sanity, you need the map and the compass to beat a dungeon, correct?
I believe that's the case. Yeah, in a different game mode than the one we've got right now, where they mix the keys up among everywhere as well, it becomes a little bit more indicative of your route, as Outrageous had pointed out. All right, and so just behind Sloth is Gloin with that pretty darn clean Lambo kill. Sloth is now back to Pod. And fighting off the Dead Rocks is Gloin, as he's going to opt for the titular cave of this hookshot, the hookshot cave. I guess it's the reverse of that word, rather. Yeah, there's a big key of Pod for Sloth, and a small key of Pod for Sloth. Gonna need those both to get around. And since he's still certainly looking for items to complete the seed, he's gonna be heading into the maze and to the big chest as well before he makes his way to Helmassar.
And find all of those wonderful rupees.
Indeed. But if you're wondering or couldn't remember what the dark maze looked like, we'll see it done with the lantern this time on the left.
And probably at the same speed.
Yeah, Gloin really made pretty nice work of that.
That was very impressive.
As we're certainly not expecting a sighted Slothmonster to have any trouble.
Some rupees in the hookshot cave.
Some more
and
rupees.
some more rupees.
And add some rupees. All right, call in the last one, big 20. Yes.
Nice. Solid call.
Yeah, that is the most popular item in the pool, as I understand it. So figured in a cave full of rupees, why not more?
And he needs ether to get into Turtle Rock. Is Gloin gonna open it up?
Yeah, I think I'll open it. Yeah, or not, just gonna fly away. Yeah, I guess if it were Crystal, he might opt to do it, but
I think this is our swamp check now.
Oh man.
I very much agree that swamp is the play at this point.
Yeah,
I'm wondering...
both of our other crystals require fire. Well, a different fire, kind. Yeah. Whereas Pod is completable, but it's also completable at your leisure. And I believe Gloin had used his keys in such a way as to be able to well, I guess really he did the bow side of Pod was what it was. So he got pretty much everything else cleared out. And if I'm being honest, I don't know if there's an item on Helmassar, but oh my goodness, if that is the fire rod.
That will be a game changer if it is the fire rod. If it's anything else, I feel that Gloin is going to have the advantage at this point.
Yeah, it seems impossible for Swamp not to contain something good.
And we have access to all 6 chests in here, or 6 items in the chests in here, so.
Yep.
Get our first key to get us downstairs.
Yeah, in this mode, that key is always there. In Key Sanity, you don't like not having that key. All right.
Map?
Yeah, I think it's vanilla map, yeah.
I really do think that is vanilla map. Beautiful. Been a couple of nice vanilla item drops so far tonight.
Not Sloth making good work of this turtle room. Making sure they don't get too out of hand. When they flip back, they're pretty angry.
And they have a really large reflip radius, which is annoying at times.
Yeah. All right, so our first flood here in Swamp as our Helmasaur fight is underway. Let's go, Sloth. Let's go, Sloth. If you're rooting for the Helmasaur King, what's wrong with you?
You're on the wrong stream. And there is 16. And a quick shot to finish him off. Beautiful Helmasaur King from Sloth.
Yeah. Yeah, the first phase is just dodging, and then he gets a little feisty in the second stage. So if you don't get the early shot, you might have to wait for it as Quake drops.
Yep. Another of those wonderful medallions. Ooh,
and there's the Fire Rod out of Swamp. Oh boy. That is just the thing.
And now Gloin is in... Has he gone into go mode? I think he has. Oh, yeah, he needs Canis Samaria.
I was going to say
possibly.
There's a slight possibility of needing the cane, but otherwise, he's got a Master Sword, so he could glitch hits on Ganon. He's got the silvers for phase 4.
At most, he would need it to simplify Ice Palace and check the right side in Ganon's Tower.
Right. But yeah, that Fire Rod is now going to grant access to the back of Skull Woods and most all of Ice Palace. So what a great find as he continues.
And Mirror Shield.
Huh.
The Riot Shield has come out.
Yeah. Looks like Sloth may have heard the rumblings.
Yep.
No,
and there's our big...
Perhaps shouldn't say it that way. But yeah, the big key...
is Gloin going back? He's hesitating.
Yeah, he's dipping and dodging, diving. And yeah, when you're this close to the end, I guess it's...
We're in Schrodinger's go mode. Mostly.
Yeah, and the patented who's in the league question from chat, I would say at this point we could perhaps say Gloin for the moment, but because Sloth is certainly going to get that Fire Rod, his crystal ahead is probably significant.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there that Gloin from an item perspective is very much in the lead, but that Sloth with a crystal up has a good chunk of time on that.
Yeah.
And of course, these puffballs around Argus taking quite a few hits with the Master Sword.
Yeah, but it's probably still faster than switching to the hammer.
Yep. Just Gloin taking a few hits to make sure they all die pretty quickly.
Yep. And we got the drop. And, just getting knocked off of his arrow shot, but gets the second one easy.
Beautiful.
Nice. And 50 rupees for the trouble, so we're up to... We had the map. I don't think we had the compass out of Swamp, and so... There's definitely still items to get here, but one of them will be a dud.
And they have the whole left side of Swamp too to check down there. Or no, he went through that, did he not?
He did not do the left, at least not that I saw.
I don't think he did. So there's the left side and 2 items still in Swamp. But it looks like Gloin is probably going to go complete Skull Woods at this point.
Yeah,
with
you want to
2
go
items
for your
there.
crystals, because at this point it is a little bit of a setup on Swamp, but you want to plan for success here. Go for your crystals, hope for that cane, and know that you're in go mode.
Yeah, and knock another crystal out of the park.
Yeah. In fact, I don't think he'll even bother with Swamp until he gets locked in GT, and even then he may act in frustration.
It would be interesting to see Kane in Ganon's Tower with Key behind Kane.
That would be something.
And as chat's saying, believe you're in go mode. Always hope you're in go mode.
Yep. Sloth giving the wall a hug.
A little bit of celebration there.
Yeah. Yeah, picking up that fire rod and just a big old wall hug. He's going to hop out without finishing the dungeon. That's going to kind of tighten this up a bit again.
Mm-hmm. He's making that gamble that it's got nothing else in it.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Smart
in a
move at this
very high probability of go mode at this point. And
with one item
crystal,
left.
Mm-hmm. And with that crystal lead in Palace of Darkness, you would say that Sloth is in fact back on top with this.
Yep. And there's the use of the sword in this dungeon.
Yep, we needed it so bad.
And now everyone's favorite boss, Mothula. Fun fact, that hand, if you're falling down that pit, can pick you up and take you out of the dungeon.
True story. In the version of the ROM that this randomizer is based on, that is a thing, and oh goodness, is it awful. But look at that moth fight.
That was beautiful.
Ooh. Yeah, it just torches it all the way through. When you got that half magic, it's so nice.
So
definitely still
no go mode item.
Yeah, still definitely have to dodge the spikes, but boy, made that look easy.
These racers tonight have been making all the bosses look pretty easy. It's been a fantastic run so far.
Absolutely. And don't get too excited. There's no book. He's just fluting away.
Also, while we've got a little bit of overlap here, just a quick reminder, make sure you're following the link to the past randomizer channels as well as the racers. Their channels are linked in the chat. Follow them. Give them some love because they've been fantastic tonight.
Yeah, if you like what you're seeing, be sure to set yourself up to see more.
And Sloth giving us one of the greatest things about the Zero Suit Samus, which is the Metroid polymorph.
Yep. Yeah, each of these custom sprites has a custom bunny sprite. As the Mothula fight begins for Sloth.
And a reminder for people who don't know, if Mothula gets hit back into spikes, it does not take damage. So it's important to wait till it's away from the wall to smack it with something.
Yep, and Sloth, proving patience the virtue, gets that fight done. By doing just that.
Yeah, so Zero Suit Samus is default in blue with the green male and in green with the blue male. And the same thing with the broadcast station girl. She was green to start and now is in blue.
Yep. If you were paying attention earlier in the run, you would have noticed some of the NPCs in Kakariko Village were recolored for Sloth on account of the sprite choice there. It's always a lot of fun.
And Sloth making his way into ice.
Yeah, how about it? As Gloin is cleaning up the last bit of pod here. And this is where we can see that Sloth certainly has the edge, having already completed pod.
So we've got 3 items to possibly find in Ice Palace.
Yep. The question is, how confident is Sloth in the fact that they're able to complete the seed with the kit they have? And I think, again, you got to plan for success here. Because either, well, a couple of things could be the case. You could be close to your opponent like this, and they also rush through and they're correct. Or they rush through and they're wrong, in which case you're wrong as well. And so you both have to go search for it. Or if you're right and your opponent's right, well then you've got a race to win. Let's go.
And Sloth using his medallion there. I've always loved using the medallions to clear out these penguin rooms to save yourself a lot of pain.
Yeah, if you're not willing to run around with the hook shot to do it, then it's definitely a legit strat.
And Gloin with a nice clean kill on Helmasaur.
Yep. 17 easy payments of a hammer, and
Ooh,
then an arrow.
a not fun bomb bounce for Sloth as he
Yeah,
accidentally
preventing an
hit the
entry
switch.
there.
Let's see if we get a nice Stalfos double tap. Beautiful.
Nice. Yeah, I always love seeing that.
There's a couple of moments that are just beautiful like that, like Kane and Samaria killing the wizards in Ganon's tower as well.
Oh yeah, just so calculated.
Oh, is Sloth deciding not to bomb jump?
Without the cane, then yeah, maybe so. Oh,
I'd
but
almost
taking a
expect a
long time to
bomb jump
consider.
without the cane.
Oh boy, cannot make up their mind. And little do they know, this is
Neck and
really,
neck.
yeah, really making this race exciting.
Yeah. Let's see if he can get the bomb jump on the first go.
Oh.
They have the hearts to at least try a couple times.
Yeah, and the bombs as well. As we'll see the hookshot strat here on the Pin Gators. And
Nice. First
yeah,
actual bomb lay.
right. Yeah,
Very
great use
nice.
of the hook shot by both of these players. One for invulnerability and one for mobility.
I think chat has a really good point that I think both of these racers are really nervous about where they're at with the time and where they're at from item progression. So
Yeah,
I think this has been a really solid race, and we'll see how well these guys do to finish it out.
yeah, I'm
Having
really
boots to
excited
get through that
see.
room.
Oh, so nice, yeah. Otherwise, you fight the true boss of this dungeon, the stairs.
Not checking that chest.
Huh, yeah.
Is this a calculated play, assuming that he's not going to need the Cane of Samaria? I think he's done that. Either that or he's forgotten that chest exists.
Oh, I think this one's calculated. Like I was saying, you got to plan for that success. You got to be able to say, I'm in go mode, and if I'm not, well then, neither is he.
And Gloin's first bomb jump not working. Let's see if he can get the second time.
Looks
good to me.
there. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, one of the nice things about the broadcast station sprites, because they were actually from another Nintendo Zelda game with reused assets from Link to the Past, the sprite is the same height as Link. So if you know that jump with the regular Link, then you know it with those sprites. As Cold Stare is under attack.
Potion used to make use of that fire rod, which does more
Yeah.
damage to Cold Stare than the Master Sword.
Yeah, when you got half magic, you're reloading a very big clip as the last of the puffs is burned out.
And no one likes to do Cold Stare with Master Sword, so.
Not at all. All right, and going to stop for that chest, and it is just a compass. And so... the risk
Now we'll
proves
watch
worth it.
Sloth make his way up Death Mountain.
Yeah, oh my, that is Crystal 7, isn't it? How about that?
Yep.
I'm just enjoying the fights.
Going to restock up on potions since he has some money.
Yeah, you've got the end of the sea coming at you. You want to be prepared.
And with 3 bottles, having 3 blue potions means you have a lot of leeway in Ganon's tower and against Ganon. So even though they don't have red mail, they're in a very good position, even if they have to Master Sword smack Ganon.
Yeah, certainly more than prepared for this fight at this point. And having the cape as well, they'll be able to sneak in and go to town with the spins to try to shorten that dreaded phase 2.
Yep. It's looking to be a pretty solid Master Sword Ganon fight as of right now, unless we substantially find swords in Ganon's tower. And in fact, that makes a really good point. It's time for everyone's favorite game. Guess where Ganon's big key is going to be. There are 22 chests in Ganon's tower. Chat, make sure you let us know what chest it will be in.
Do you have any go-tos?
The last 3 races I've done, it has been in either number 1 or number 2. I'm going to say number 3. It's going to be on Bob's torch.
Ha! That'd be fun to see. A little extra importance to those boots. Because in theory, that flute was... Well, no,
Not
that's not true.
required.
The flute got us into desert, actually. We do not know where the book is, so it will be added importance.
Fair enough. And a hookshot check from Sloth for his bombs and rupees.
Indeed, going to be hoping for a sword or that cane here for peace of mind, but the seed is completable.
Yep, nothing there, so... Everyone's favorite Lionels. Oh, that's right. Sloth didn't check all those chests in Swamp, so he does not have the Riot Shield.
True story. All right, and the barrier's opened up.
And now they are literally neck and neck. This is a fantastic race, everyone. This is going to be really exciting and down to the wire. Execution is going to determine the end of this race. There's just
seconds.
1, 2. 2 little keys, though. I'm just worried that it's going to be right side and we're going to go back to the overworld and hunt. There's a Cane of Samaria on number 3.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. There it is. That's... Oh, wow. So now it could be anywhere in here. And we'll be able
Yep. Oh, is he considering going right side?
He's going to do it. Oh, man. Oh, man.
This might be the right call. Let's see how this plays out.
Oh, man.
This is the deciding moment right here.
It really could be, yeah. Oh, man. This is great stuff. All right. There's it is.
The big key.
Oh, he has it.
Oh my.
That is going to set Sloth back something terrible.
Yep.
The only thing that could really bring this up is the sword upgrade would still make that Ganon fight that much
way
quicker
faster.
For Sloth. Yeah.
He will make more time. Sorry. Yeah. A sword upgrade right now will make way more time than he's spending going through this.
Yeah. Oh, man. Wow. So that was just number 4.
Yep.
Two on the right, the torch, and 1 in the top room.
Yep.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, this one is... Whew.
What does he find in this side room?
A map, a heart piece.
Come on, give me a sword.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
And of course, any benefit that might be gained by Sloth getting a sword would be thusly canceled by Gloin also finding it. So it's on this ascent, and Gloin is still feeling, hopeful. Then we may see him gain some benefits.
And honestly, now it's up to execution on Aga, Trolldorm, and Ganon himself.
Yeah.
The 3 biggest problems that are in front of these racers.
Yeah, I mean, this Master Sword Gauntlet is no walk in the park either.
No, Gauntlet is not fun, but they do have stuff like Silver Arrows, which I'm surprised aren't being used anymore.
Yeah, I think key concern with those will be the lag, but then it can be, in retrospect, a bit salty when you find, you missed with a couple of slashes or a fire rod shot. Oh, the spark.
Ooh.
Sacrificing for one of the fireballs there. Keeping him in there just a bit longer. No powder, so he's going to rush right into this Moldorm fight. Going to whip out the silvers. And
Landmola.
one. Oh, yeah, Landmole. And, missing on the third just due to random direction.
I love the quasi-artificial difficulty by just putting a fireball shooter in this room with this boss.
Yeah. Just one more projectile to watch for, but all in all, really great fight there.
Incoming clean kills with the Cane of Samaria.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a bummer to do these rooms without it. But yeah.
Yep. Oh,
just set it and forget it.
I can feel the adrenaline for these racers right now, and they don't know that they are this close to each other.
Yeah, you gotta wonder how good Gloin feels about going left side with that. How convinced he is, because obviously he wouldn't know whether or not Sloth would go right.
And Sloth going for the stop for the ferry.
Oh, not what Huh.
Is he concerned about not burning potions or needing them for Ganon then?
I'm not sure.
I'm curious about that move. Oh, if he's not comfortable with Ganon or Master Sword Ganon, I wouldn't be surprised that's what he's doing. So he has 3 potions for Master Sword Ganon.
This is true, yeah. And certainly a fair move.
And I expect these last few chests will be checked by both racers just for the hopes of a sword upgrade.
Yeah, because that would just make it all the easier.
And, a little bit of salt might come out if they didn't check it and find out it had tempered in there.
I'll tell you what, at this point, that would still pretty much make the difference in this race.
Yep. Which is why very easy to be salty about that.
Yeah, Gloin having to be careful now, getting low on health. Had a sort of a bit of bad luck / timing with letting the pegs down the last time. The spark was guarding the door inexorably. But down goes
nice Moldorm.
And Sloth pulling the same third shot that Gloin did on that Landmola.
Nice recovery on the second round.
Yep, getting just as quick as he could at that point. And oh boy.
I love this.
Boy, living dangerously, running right through.
Let's see how these Ega shots go. Gloin using that 1 red potion. Smart idea having that. One hit.
One hit out of that.
Ooh.
Yeah, miss on that one.
Not a nice setup.
Oh.
2.
Able to turn 1 off of that.
We got 4 more to go.
Yep. Oh, this should be a slam dunk. I think it was just 1.
Yep, that hurts. Had the nice setup and everything. 2.
Takes 2
there
out
we
of
go.
that. All right, and I think we're down to 1 more hit.
That is correct.
And, gets hit off the spot there. And showing the frustration.
There we
Down
go.
goes Aga. All right.
And the inappropriate sword use.
Goodness. Yeah.
Let's keep this PG, racers.
Yeah. Feeling frustrated about the positionings there. But hold on to your socks, kids. It's time to fight Ganon.
And this is going to be, 16 sword spins per phase?
It's either 16 or 12. I can't remember.
It's a not nice number.
Yeah, and the biggest thing here isn't even so much the quantity, the knockback. You're going to see this first spin, and just look how far you go. Almost the entire platform. If you're not careful in the later phases, this will be the end of your fight. As Sloth takes down Moldorm 2, hoping for that sword, will not find it.
Yep, 139 for the start of Ganon for Gloin.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fun few minutes.
All right, we're into phase 2.
And now Fire Bats and everyone's favorite point.
Yep.
Get 3 hits off of that for Gloin. Very nice.
Yeah. Good stuff, good stuff.
That
It
is
takes
one
him
of my
to get from
favorite
up back.
positions for fire bats with Master Sword.
Oh, gotta be careful.
Ooh.
Oh, he's taking a little bit of abuse.
Going for cape strats.
Yeah, may as well at this point. You've got the
He's
potions.
got 2
they're
blue
being able to-
potions, yep.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I get 2 underway. A double there for Sloth. Just missing a triple.
Another double.
And a single.
I think that was a double. And we've still got one more round of fire bats. Oh,
Yeah.
let's see if he gets his potion in.
Oh, sneaks it in. Good stuff, good stuff.
Whew.
Down goes Aga for Sloth.
So Sloth is going to be approximately 4 minutes off. See how well he does in his Ganon if he goes straight to a cape.
Or 4. I think it's closer to 2.
No,
Or I thought it was 139.
oh no, 2, yeah. That's
Okay.
right. I thought it was 137 for some reason.
It's all good.
Less than 2
That's why
minutes,
there's 2 of
guys.
us. Yep, and we're into phase 4. That first ring of fire bats getting off. Or last ring of fire bats.
No torch glitch here.
Yeah.
It's not silverless, it's not critical. Almost
Yeah.
a double. It's 3 hits.
Yeah, and positioning actually getting the better of him for that double there.
And that was 3.
Yeah, 3 and just running out of light. And there goes a 4th hit.
And there we go.
Awesome. Great fight. That
Wow.
knockback is just something to contend with. Meanwhile, let's get your GGs in the chat for Gloin.
Mm-hmm.
Taking first place in this race that was just so back and forth the whole time. It comes down to mere minutes here with the left and right play.
So we have a finish time of 1:41.56 for Gloin. Fantastic time.
Yeah. While phase 2 underway now, well, been underway for Sloth.
No cape for Sloth?
Not yet. He's got some hearts to burn. Wants to get the absolute most from his
Extra heart finds.
well, from his potions too.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't preclude using cape early.
Oh, certainly not. But I guess prefers to go in this order.
I almost think with from a speed perspective, it might have been a better idea to just go straight to cape and just burn and then do health. But
That might be
this
so.
is going well.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh, he has a fairy left.
Oh, all right. Well, all right. Yeah, I guess neither of our guys actually used that fairy. Just too good.
And there's the cape. Into phase 3. I don't think I've ever seen a racer who will be as happy to have had a fairy as Sloth was right there.
Yeah, that, I mean, hopefully was remembering that fact. Otherwise,
Nice hit on
blood
the
pressure.
torch glitch.
Yeah, really well timed. All right. Yeah, really smooth transitions through here.
Sloth is knocking this fight out of the park.
Very nice. Yeah, really
Beautiful.
solid phase 4 there.
That was fantastic and such a good race.
Yeah, absolutely. GG to Sloth, GG to Gloin.
Yeah, let's get GGs for both of these racers, guys.
Whew. So that final time, I might have missed if you read it, a 1:44.23 coming out of the Speed Racing TV channel. Whew. All of that back and forth, the 13-second difference in entering Ganon's tower, just blown away by basically a coin flip, and blown out to a full, minute and a half here, or 2.5 minutes rather.
That was an incredible last 15 minutes of that race.
Yeah, just. And, I mean, even the start too, the order of the items, just absolutely silly.
Gives you a ton of stuff and then just ends up stonewalling. I think we're going to try to get these racers in the channel to get some feedback on how they thought the race went.
Just waiting on hearing back from Sloth to see if he's interested. In the meantime, perhaps no harm in bringing our winner, Gloin, in. Gloin, congratulations, GG. That was a heck of a race.
Spectacular race.
I want to die.
Oh no. I'll tell you what, that was back and forth the whole race, and like that open was just silly. You guys had Dark World in about 10 minutes.
I was 100% sure I lost when I found boots. I was like, "There's this like basically the last place."
That was back and forth the whole race.
I think it was about the
too, real quick, and he can tell you that you guys had Dark World. Sloth, GG. That was a very exciting race.
solid race, guys. Both of you, fantastic. Thank you.
GG Sloth.
I think it was about the
too, real quick, and he can tell you that. We'll have to work through the mic issues. But when you were just saying about the boots location, and Sloth had found them only a minute or so before you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you guys are kind of on each other's tails back and forth all the way through.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure when I found Fire Rod. Then I was even more sure that I had lost because I was hoping it was at least hookshot locked.
A minute or so before you.
And then I was like, well, I don't have Kane. What if the big key is right side GT? So that's why I was clearing a little bit extra.
Yeah, and totally reasonable to do so. You gotta go one way or the other with it. You had actually found the Fire Rod first, but in part because Sloth had done pod first. Well, finished pod first. You guys had both done sort of halfway throughs. Yeah, and totally reasonable to do so. You gotta go. But yeah, it came down to when you found Kane, you continued left. Found the Fire Rod first, but in part Sloth went right. You were 13 seconds apart going into Ganon's tower. You were behind. So, persistence pays off. You continued left, but not to mention execution to finish off a not easy Master Sword Gauntlet, and then managing all the knockback in that Ganon fight.
Okay, now that I can hear and talk, GG Gloin.
Hello, Sloth. GG.
Yeah, GG both of you guys.
That was unbelievable. I can't believe I did that. That's race PB for me.
Oh,
well
awesome.
done.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Okay, now that I knew I kind of had to play out of my mind to even stand a chance against Gloin. I watched him run before. He's a top 10 SRL finisher, so I did lots of things that I don't normally do, and for the most part, it kind of paid off.
Yeah, you had you guys were less than 15 seconds apart going into Ganon's tower. You were actually the leader on that.
Wow.
It came down to the coin flip over the Kane. Like, hey, I have it now.
It gave it to me, and I was like, does this mean that it was required to go right? And I got
it's maybe not literally a 50-50,